Good morning, hello there, my friends. Okay, well, today I want to talk about the difference between eBay and Etsy in the fourth quarter here and the importance of cross-posting. I recently started watching a YouTuber, My Boring Reseller Life, which is kind of what we all experience. Is like it can be kind of a boring lifestyle here, but he's anything but boring. So anyway, the point I wanted to start off with here is that eBay is broken. It's obviously it's obviously broken. My numbers are way off from last year. Maybe it's because I haven't been listing enough. I don't know, but my numbers for eBay are way off. But last year in December, I started cross-posting using List Perfectly, and there is a link below. You can use the coupon code Estate Cleaner if you were to sign up for it, and there is like an affiliate kind of a thing for me if you were to do that. But that's not the important thing that I really want to talk about. What I want to talk about is cross-posting, the importance of it, simply because eBay. It seems to me like it's actually broken now that I have a second thing to look at. So last year I downloaded all of my listings into List Perfectly, and then I went ahead and started cross posting. Now I had a lot of learning curve, and I still do. I'm really slow on the uptake on how to. I'm sure there's ways to use the program much faster than what I use it, but then after I got through everything, I cross-posted everything first off to Mercari, and I was making sales of. And this is the thing, you have to remember, this is all stuff that was not new stuff that I was listing on eBay. This was stuff that much of it had been listed since 2015. All right, way back, and some of it earlier than that. I have stuff that I don't have in my spreadsheets that goes back before that. It's not a lot, but there is some. But this stuff it starts selling on Mercari, and then when I got done with Mercari, I started putting things into Etsy. I could have done them at the same time, but I was just trying to learn. So I started putting stuff into Etsy, and again, more stuff started selling. Old stuff that should have sold on eBay that didn't. And I don't want to hazard a guess and say why, but I'm thinking maybe this boring reseller life guy is right in that basically our stuff's not visible. It's just not visible. It's on dead servers or servers that are down, or that maybe they're rolling things out. Because you know every so often you're not making any sales, and then all of a sudden you'll make 5. Why is that? Because the server was down that your stuff is on. That's probably why. And then it came back on, and you started making sales again. And then after a while, either it shuts off or it breaks down or what. However that does it, but your stuff's obviously not being seen. Obviously, you know what I mean. It should be selling, and it's not. Especially when you've done the research, you know the stuff sells. You price it competitively, or even undercut. People, which it is what it is. Everybody's got their own things, but. The surprising thing is that I want to talk about October here. I want to talk about my October sales here, and here's the deal. What we're looking at right here this is October, okay, that you're seeing here. And this is the first week. There are, I think it was 19 sales or 18 sales here for the first week, and you can see there's a listing date there. There's a sold date and a sold price. All right, and this is eBay for October. This is the first week. I'm going to scroll down here. And again, you can see some of this stuff. There's one from 2017 that's sold, one from 2019, but most of it's newer stuff. All right, and that's my gross sales were $310 for the first week of October. All right. Of course, then I had cancellations. The first cancellation was because the buyer apparently couldn't read that the item only had 101 tiles, and they're supposed to have 106, I think. The next one is, again, another one I had to refund because The buyer couldn't read. I guess when it comes to wine glasses, size matters. My listing said 6 inches. She told me that wine glasses should be 8 to 10 inches, but yet my listing said 6, and you bought a 6-inch glass. So yeah, so not as described and returned. All right, even though it was exactly as described. And then the next one is these lights right here. No, that's not it. Here, go a little bit more. There we go. You can see these ceiling lights. Again, the size is mentioned in the description, and yet they were returned. So that was $80 I had to give back. Plus, I'd paid shipping to her, and then there's a return label. So, they're not reading. So this is 3 out of 19. That's a pretty high return percentage there. So anyway, I ended up with $195 for the week. All right. Then we have the second week of in October. So let's see. We only had one cancellation out of 26 to 43. That's 10. 20. It's again looks like about 18 items sold again. So again, so that comes out to, for the week, $251, $61 gross. And then again, this doesn't include shipping or fees. A lot of my stuff on eBay is plus shipping, but not all of it. And so then $249 is my net. All right. So then there's a few things here for the rest of the month that's ended up selling. So here you can see off to the one side there, you can see that for the month of October, I've grossed $709, and then minus $126 in cancellations for $582 so far for the month of October on eBay. All right, that's on eBay. I had just over 2,000 listings. I'm down under that now, but then we'll switch over to Etsy, and this is Etsy for the month. It's not broken up by week. It's for the month. Okay, so I'm gonna come up here, way up here, and you're gonna see here as you scroll down. There's one from 2017, 2020. There's 2021, 2019. There's one high down here. Window plan. I didn't have any numbers on that. I just recently listed and I forgot to put it in the spreadsheet. So there's scroll down. There's one refunded there. There's this one canceled up here at the top. That was out of stock. That was my bad. Then this first one that's refunded here for $35. That apparently got broken in shipping. I struggle with that, but apparently it did. And then there's another cancellation down here for $10.99. That's out of stock. And then the next one is this was another saucepan. It was a Visionware saucepan. It was $48, and I canceled that because it was going to Hawaii, and I just didn't want to ship it to Hawaii. Sorry, I just didn't want to. I'm pretty sure it would have got broken. I just wasn't going to ship. I wasn't going to pay to ship it to Hawaii and then get stuck with that too. And then the last thing here is this these Corel. There's some Corel cups, mugs that were canceled. The buyer canceled those. So out of these listings, there's 100. I sold 100 things so far in the month of October on Etsy, and out of that 100, there's 5 cancellations. Only one was because of the buyer actually wanting to cancel. One was a broken item. One was me. A couple of them, 3 of them were me. So anyway, yeah. So I don't have what's the total here? So the total here for the month gross is here. We'll add this up real quick. It just take a second to do the sum. The total here is for the month of Etsy, $2,157. And this is all stuff that's on eBay. Many of it has been, and there's nothing here that's been on for over a year. That's been on Etsy for over a year. I mean, this is stuff that was listed sometime, probably I started listing on Etsy probably like March, maybe February of 2022. And then I really didn't get really into Etsy until probably May or so. And then I really started putting stuff in. And then in July, I downloaded all the new stuff that I had put on eBay since December, since that day in December when I got List Perfectly. I downloaded all the new stuff into List Perfectly and then started listing that. So right now, everything that I have on Etsy, everything is cross-posted now. Everything's been cross-posted. So, and as I go now, as I list things, I list on all 3 platforms, on Etsy, Mercari, and eBay. And I don't have the numbers here for Mercari. I should, but I don't here for October. Let me see if I got that done. Hold on a minute. Okay, yeah, I just had the total of numbers up for Mercari, so I'm on here now. You can, let's see, is it on Mercari? Yes, it's on Mercari. So again, at the bottom here, you can see my sold price was $377. That's my sold price, and then the after fees is $319.95 on Mercari. I have that in Mercari thing. So. And again, most of the stuff on Mercari, not all of it, but most of it, I'd say 95% of it is free shipping. So you'd have to take shipping off of that stuff. But again, it's mostly all stuff that a lot of it is stuff that was sitting on eBay, not selling and selling on Mercari. So this is the importance, I think, of cross posting is you can really see here my focus should have been on Etsy, and I was told that quite a while ago, that at least 2 years ago I was told that Etsy is a better marketplace than eBay is for vintage items, and I'm convinced. I mean, the numbers are they're just there. eBay just is not the platform that it used to be, and obviously, I mean, a lot of times you hear resellers talk about, somebody says, well, I got mad because eBay did this to me, so I'm going to take everything to another platform. And typically the reseller response is, well, you're not going to find another platform that is going to get you the sales that eBay does. Well, apparently that's not the case. At least not for me. For me, Etsy's four times the sales on Etsy than what I got on eBay. So that's really something that I think you need to keep in mind. I need to keep in mind is that eBay is just not fulfilling its obligations to us. So as sellers, I don't think they're apparently not. They don't have our best interests at heart, because if they did, we'd be selling a lot more. I'd be selling a lot more. If they're finding it on Etsy, which is supposedly a secondary marketplace, not the big kahuna like eBay and Amazon. Obviously, eBay is not in the same shoes as Amazon, but apparently, those guys are probably like number 1 and 2. Maybe Walmart might be in there though, but not for vintage items. Even Etsy. I mean, even Amazon. Really, I'm not sure if vintage is if that's the marketplace for used items, shall we call it, used, pre-owned, lightly worn, that sort of thing. If you're not using a program like List Perfectly, I would suggest you go in and sign up for it. I think it can get the first month free. I think there is a coupon for 30% off your first paid month. Listed in the listing description. You can use coupon code Estate Cleaner to sign up for that thing. I would, if nothing else, I would at least use the free month to try to get everything cross-posted like now, like right now. You still have November left, part of December to get Christmas in, and the last week here or so of October. So I mean, you could get that stuff cross posted pretty quickly. I mean, you could use other ones too. I've not tried Vendoo. It's been around a long time. I've not tried it. It didn't have what I wanted. I wanted the ability to there were several things that I wanted that Vendoo didn't have. And there are other ones. There's one, I think it's called Flip, FLYP. I'm in the group for that one, and there's a lot of complaints in there about the program not working that great. So I didn't try it. I didn't really want to spend time learning it, even though it's like free. I mean, it's it's free, so you could try it, but again, I would go to List Perfectly and try to at least use that first month or the first 2 months to try to get everything moved over to at least Etsy. If you're not cross posting, at least get it moved over to Etsy if you're selling vintage books, media. What am I selling here? I sold that's an old map, a piece of cruel embroidery that was around here forever. A slip. That's Mercari. This is Mercari. Let's go to Etsy. Etsy. Look at that. You see that one thing right there? Dukes of Hazzard. You see it's the Dukes of Hazzard card. And I had a broken wheel. $32.99 on Etsy. Just saying. Just saying. Yeah, just you can pause it here and look at some of these things that sold here in October on Etsy. I mean, you can it's that's a huge difference. $2,100. Again, now I did have 5 returns here, so that was actually that $2,157 was minus like $128. That I don't know if cancellations, returns, damage, whatever. So it was still over $2,000 though. So yeah, I really think that that's probably a good idea to get it cross posted, and I wouldn't put it off. Don't wait till you're more organized. Don't wait till you get things sorted. Get it moved over now. Get that stuff sold much quicker, and have the room in your storage wherever you're keeping this stuff. Have the room to put more stuff into it. It is $69 a month for List Perfectly after the 30% off month. But I made $2,000 on Etsy this month because of List Perfectly. And another Mercari was another $320. I think that paid for the $70, $69. I'm pretty sure that covered it. I don't know, that more than covered it. So yeah. There's no sense keeping the stuff in your house. There's no sense in just keeping it waiting for eBay to sell it. I've heard so many complaints from people about how slow eBay is, and about how they're not making sales on eBay, and move it to Etsy. If nothing else, you're gonna have 2 platforms if you should happen to get canned by eBay for some reason. If you're worried about maybe not getting stuff removed, if it sells on Etsy, getting it removed from eBay, then focus on Etsy, because again, I made more money. And this is October, so maybe it'll change in January, but I've seen this constantly. Let's see if I can find it here. I'll go back here to that's Mercari. This is there's Etsy's October, Etsy September. This is Etsy in September for the month. Again, there's cancellations in here. These are my, well, not always. I sold that Dukes of Hazzard card before, but they didn't pay, or they canceled it. Something happened. They canceled it. And then there was a chef's knife that I sold that I didn't have. I'd already sold it before. Yeah, I did have some issues with that. I'm still learning. I'm still getting things, but it's really worth it. I'd already lost my top seller on eBay for other reasons. So, and it's only 10% of fees that you get back. It's only 10% of fees, whatever your fees are. That's not going to work out too much, really. I mean, to have that. Now, what it does is impacts your you get punished in search if you're not top rated, and if you're not promoting, and if you're not doing all this other stuff. You got to jump through all these hoops for eBay. You don't have to do it for Etsy, other than it's important to offer free shipping on Etsy. So raise your prices, and it seems to work pretty well. I mean, I've had some things go to California and stuff like that, in places, Hawaii and everything, which, but when you look at the difference, I mean, in sales, I mean, it's really worth it, Okay, so here's another paring knife that I had to cancel because I had already sold it, and some Welcome to Tyler books that I had already sold. So those were basically my problem, and I still made $850 on there. You can go back. Well, I haven't done my numbers video for September yet because I'm still back. I'm just gonna get started on May. So, but still, I don't know if I made $850 in September on eBay. I may not have. Maybe just over that, So I don't know. But again, in September, I was still listing. I think I was still in September is when I finished up the listings that I had that I had downloaded to list perfectly. In July, I think the beginning of September. So I really hadn't been doing much listing. But again, this is all stuff that's already sat on eBay it's all stuff that I hadn't yet started cross-posting at the same time. So it sat on eBay and didn't sell. It gets moved to Etsy and it sells, and a lot of it sells rather quickly. I mean, comparatively to when, to eBay, for sure. So I know I'm long-winded here, and I apologize for that. But I think I need to change my tagline at the end from keep listing to keep cross-posting, because like I said, you can lose your account on eBay pretty quickly, pretty easily. I have not gotten banned yet from eBay or Etsy or Mercari. But even if you get suspended for like 10 days or whatever, if you get one of those warning things for Viros, where they suspend you for 10 days, which I've not done that yet either. So, but that can really impact your bottom line, and that's pretty rude, playing with people's bottom line like that. That's just pretty rude. So yeah. For me, I think you're gonna want I know I'm definitely, this is not something I want to have stop. So this is important. So anyway, keep cross posting. Have a great day. Bye bye.